Frank's POV https://www.reddit.com/r/stories/s/q21sqb. The trial ended last week and today was sentencing. Before I get to all that, I wanted to talk about what happened last week before the trial. My mother met me outside of the courtroom. She said that was the only place that she knew where I would be. I had blocked her and was avoiding her, and I was mostly at work or with Tracy and our son. She wanted to let me know that she had divorced my father. She had filed for divorce 6 months ago, but the divorce had only been finalized recently. She told me that she had always regretted marrying my father. That, after that drunken one night she spent with my father, when she found out she was pregnant, she should have confessed to her best friend. But she felt so ashamed. But even so, she refused to be pressured into an abortion. After the death of Frank's mother, she was a mess and so agreed to marry my father for my sake. And then when they adopted Frank, they became so focused on doing the right thing that they lost sight of what was important. And because I went along with it and was supportive of Frank, it just became the norm. That Frank was the priority. And Frank had convinced them that if they told Tracy I was in prison, it would destroy her future. That she would wait for me. He convinced them it would be better off if she thought I was dead. After that interaction, I entered the courtroom and sat near the back. To put it lightly, it was a farce. Frank got into a heated argument with his attorney. Apparently he thought that he could give the closing arguments instead of his attorney. And when his attorney refused to let him go up and speak to the jury, he tried to get up and do it anyway. The bailiffs had to be called in to restore order. Eventually, after order had been restored, his attorney made his closing statements. And eventually the jury went into closed session to deliberate. Within 15 minutes they returned and they found him guilty on all charges. In the morning 2 years of this trial, Frank has been calm and confident. But now for the first time he realized he wasn't going to win. And he started swearing and shouting as they dragged him away. And then he saw me at the back and he started shouting that it was my fault and that I must sleep with one eye open because he was coming for me. And then today was sentencing. He just sat there expressionless. Even when they passed his sentence. Life is prison without the chance of parole. All of the other gangsters were also sentenced. The majority were custodial sentences. Capone received a 10-year sentence, with parole after 5 years. While his plea deal is responsible for most of the time the other gangsters got. And his real father never even came to his sentencing. So much for the golden child.